Welcome to Scalable Leadership live session. Today, I want to welcome everybody joining me all around the world. It's going to be a wonderful time today. Great session. I want to thank you very much for joining me today. Today, we are focusing on building scalable leadership in 7 days. Last week, we started with a very great session. We look at different contexts of scalable leadership, practical concepts on self leadership, on why you need to start with yourself, why you need to start with you first, not leading a small team or a big team, not even an organization, but yourself. We also talked about how to lead you successfully and how to focus on self growth and why that is highly important because you cannot lead others successfully if you are not leading yourself well. All right. So today I'm going to transition into a very much practical session. Okay, it's going to be how to build scalable leadership in 7 days, and this could be for yourself, for your small team, for your big team, for your business, or for your entire organization. You can as well use this to build scalable leadership in your family. All right. So I want to appreciate everyone that is joining me all around the world. Share this with leaders that you know anywhere in the world. Okay, before we get started, thank you very much for jumping on the call. All right, we're live on YouTube, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn right now. Okay, so let's get started with this. But before I start, let me make this very simple, okay, and practical for you. Um, Growth does not happen because you attended a session. If you attended last week's session, um, growth is not dependent on that. Growth is not dependent on an event. You know, it's like someone who attended a university or a college, right? And then after graduation, believing that, oh, yeah, I'm a graduate, and then thinking that growth is going to be automatic. No, no, no. It's not automatic. The school system just puts you in a structured system whereby you discipline yourself to study. Okay, that's basically what a university system does, or any school system. They put you in a structured environment where you have to study. So you study because you don't want to fail your exams. And that's what most people do because they have not learned how to discipline themselves and how to grow themselves outside a structured environment that we call school. So I want you to know that growth happens when you apply something consistently after an event. So after a structured environment, like a university, the moment you put yourself in a system that helps you to grow consistently after that session or after that program, then that means you have decided to become a scalable leader by growing you. So this week, we are not trying to fix everything. We are going to focus on building just one system. That's all we're going to do today. I'm going to show you the practical way to build this scalable leadership system. In the next 7 days, you can actually transform your life completely. you can transform your life. I mean, see, I've worked with leaders, I've worked with teams, I've worked with um, people all around the world, and practically I've seen transformations in different forms. Okay. This happens every day, every day. If you can just work on yourself and be disciplined and follow these systems that I'm going to share with you today. In fact, today we're going to focus on just one of the systems, just one, so that you can begin your journey into scalable leadership. All right, just one system. We're not going to do more than that. Remember, James Clear said, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems." Let me repeat that. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So that means it is not about the goals that you have set, it's about the systems that you have in place. If you don't have the right systems, your goals are going to become unachievable. You can try, to get started, but you won't be consistent. Okay. So, this week is all about building your first system. Let's start with day one. I want you to document this because this is going to help you to transform everything completely. Your life, your family, your business, your team, your revenue, and everything all around your life completely. Day one, the first thing that you need to do in the first day is to focus on self-awareness. And in fact, this is what I've called level one in my book, the Scalable Leadership Framework. And I have this framework in my new book that is going to be fully released again in the next 1 month. Lead and scale. Level one, lead yourself. That's how to start. We talked about that last week. Start by identifying where you truly are. You need to know exactly where you are. You need to be clear about where you are right now. You need to be truthful to yourself. That's what I'm saying. You can't lie to your lawyer, you can't lie to your doctor and be expecting transformation. No. So you cannot afford to lie to yourself. You have to be truthful. If you want to build scalable leadership in your life, the first thing you need to do is to be truthful to yourself. You need to start by identifying where you truly are. Okay? You need to be self-aware of your current situation. So, not where you think you are. Please take note of this. Not where you think you are. Not where you want to be. No, no. Where you actually are. I'm talking about where you are today. All right? So, I want you to ask yourself some questions for you to easily understand where you are right now. Number one question that you need to ask yourself, where where am I the bottleneck in my life, in my team, or in my organization? All right. Where am I the bottleneck in my life, in my team, or in my organization? You need to identify that. You need to be sure about your own contributions. Okay. Your contributions to your growth, your contributions to your failures, your contributions to your current problems. You need to be clear about where you are the bottleneck right now. Number two question you need to ask yourself, this is very profound. What do I consistently delay or avoid? I usually tell people that you cannot change what you avoid. You can't change it, whether a situation or maybe something that you are involved in or something that is not working. If you avoid it, you cannot change it. So, what do I consistently delay or avoid? Remember, we want to discover your current situation. Because number one thing you need to focus on day one is self-awareness, leading yourself. So I want you to forget other things for now, because you can't build on the wrong foundation. You can't even move to day two if you are not clear about day one. All right. If you need to repeat day one, repeat it, because you need to be clear about day one before you move into day two. Day two is going to be another level for you. Day two it's all about you building on the foundation that you are going to achieve in day one. So, number one question: where am I the bottleneck in my life, in my team, or in my organization? You need to be clear. If you are leading a team or you're leading an organization, don't focus on your teams, don't focus on your people right now. I want you to focus on you. Where are you the bottleneck? Because many times we just pass the blames, we create excuses and just believe that people are the problem. We just create that those excuses. We just believe that, what, these people are the problems. They are the problems. They are the reasons why things are not working. But have you really checked and asked yourself the question: where am I the bottleneck in my life, in my team, in my organization? Number two, what do I consistently delay or avoid? Number three question you need to ask yourself, all right, to be self-aware. Number three, what is one habit that is limiting my growth? All right. It's a culture for an organization, it's a culture for a team, but it's habits for you as an individual. So I want you to write those answers down. Write them down. Peter Drucker said, what gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. And if it is not well managed, you cannot complete the task or the project. So it must be measured. And I love the way Peter Drucker, put that. You cannot improve what you refuse to see. You cannot improve what you refuse to see. And you have to put yourself in that condition. The moment you start answering these questions, you will begin to see things you are not seeing. You begin to see things you have avoided. You begin to see things you have neglected. Your eyes will start opening. You will start to discover things you never discovered before, and things that probably you have neglected in your life, in your team, or in your organization. You will start unfolding things. All right. And that's what I want you to focus on day one. So let's move to day two. Day two. Remember this, you have to complete day one task before you move to day two, because we are building scalable leadership system. And I want us to focus on this one system once and for all. Okay. See, I've done this practically with individuals, with teams, and they've produced great results, all right, in our coaching programs. So I want you to do this for yourself. Do this for yourself. And if you want to join our coaching programs, I want you to just put a line or put scale. Just type a line or scale. If you want to join, our one-on-one individual coaching programs, put scale. If you want to join our team program, or you want a customized team program, then put a line. All right. So let's move to day two. Day two. Once you are done with self-awareness, then you need to move to defining one focus area. Remember, focus is very critical. It matters. Day two is going to teach you clarity system. Clarifying things clearly. Don't focus on two things. Focus on one thing. Do not try to fix everything. No. Don't do that. Don't even try that. Focus on just one thing. Pick one area this week. This week, just pick one area. Once you answer those questions on day one, all right, you're going to discover so many things, right? Many things are going to be clear to you. You're going to see a lot of things. So once you itemize those things, Don't focus on everything. Prioritize and then focus on just one thing. That's it. Your personal discipline, it could be that. It could be your team discipline or your team communication. It could be your decision making processes, and it could be your execution consistency. It could be, it could be any of those. Just one. Don't focus on all of them, because clarity creates momentum. Confusion creates delay. You have to be clear, you have to be strategic, and you have to be, you have to understand that clarity gives you that cutting edge that you need in any form of transformation. So you have to be crystal clear about where you are, focusing on one thing, and don't focus on two things, just one thing. All right, because whatever you focus on expands. Whatever you focus on expands. You want to win in this one area, and you will realize that the moment you win in this one area, it will automatically become a part of your life. And once it becomes a part of your life, this same part of your life is going to extend to other areas of your life. Okay, last week we established that you follow yourself wherever you go. Everywhere you go, you travel, you follow you. Okay, you board the plane, you follow you. You enter your car, you follow you. You are in your house, you follow you. Everywhere you go, you follow you. I want to make sure that you master you. Self mastery is critical. So focus on this one area, be disciplined in this one area, achieve great result in this one area. You will realize that it's going to cut across other areas of your life, because the way you function in one area of your life affects the way you function in other areas of your life. That's how you scale leadership. If you are not functioning well in one area of your life and you have not worked on your discipline, on your communication, on your consistency, if you are not working on those areas, all right, if you are not focusing on that, you realize that it's going to affect you in other areas of your life. It's like someone who wants to lead a team successfully in the area of communication, someone who does not understand how to lead him or herself well in that area of communication. I mean, how do you want to lead a team successfully, to communicate well, when you are not a good communicator yourself? All right, you need to work on you in order to help others to become successful. All right, so let's move to day 3. Day 3, now you need to now create a simple system. I want us to move into structure, because the moment you start working on yourself, the moment you start working on disciplining yourself, then you need to start structuring your growth. You have to. Very critical. Now, build a simple system around that one area. Remember, day 2, you are focusing on one area. Now, I want you to now build structure around that one area. For example, let me give you an example here. I want this to be very practical. Imagine if discipline is your focus, okay, you want to discipline yourself, you want to create great habits. Now, set a fixed morning. In the morning, set a fixed morning or work routine. Now, okay, let me give you another example. Let's say you want to improve your communication. Let's say communication is the focus. So introduce a daily 10-minute team check-in. All right, or you want to start with yourself, maybe a daily check-in for yourself, or maybe you want to just have 30 minutes for yourself to just read something to improve your own personal communication every day. You have to have a special time that you have separated for yourself to do something in that area every day. Remember that what you do every day compounds, right? Success is not achieved in a day, it is achieved daily. Consistency compounds. So the moment you realize that, then you know that every day you have to have a particular time, a particular session, something that you are focusing on to achieve that goal that you have in front of you. That is the system that you are creating around the goal. and the plans you want to achieve. Let me give you another example. Let's say you want to focus on execution. Let's say execution is your focus. Maybe you are someone who does not, who does not focus on execution, someone who gives up easily, right? So define 3 daily priorities outcome. 3 daily priority outcome. Don't focus on 7 things every day. 3 things every day. Number one, I want to do this. Number two, I want to do this. Number three, I want to do this. Okay? Start with that. Don't start with 5 things. Don't start with 7 things. Start with 3 things. Focus on that. The moment you start doing it every day, see, don't worry about perfection, because the first day you may not get it right. Imagine if you just achieve 2 the first day. That's okay. That's a big win. Celebrate your small wins. All right. Then next day, if you achieve 2 things again, all right, if you struggle to achieve the 3 things, it's okay. Okay. Nobody gets it right the first time, not even the second time. It's okay, even if you fail in the process. So don't beat yourself, all right? Don't say, oh, I failed, I only achieved 2 things. You've actually won. Celebrate that small win. Then review that day in the evening, maybe in the evening. Have a special time for yourself. 10-15 minutes, review what went wrong, why you didn't achieve the third thing, right? And then the second day, look for ways to improve and continue moving forward. You realize that maybe after the third day, the fourth day, you just find yourself achieving those 3 goals that you have set for yourself for that day. Then the fourth day, the fifth day, then the sixth day, then the seventh day. Wow. Consistency compounds. Remember, the moment you achieve that, then it will become part of your life subconsciously. That means you are trying to move your conscious state into your subconscious state, because every time you move towards doing something, you are creating something. Consciously, you are doing it. Now, your subconscious mind does not, get influenced about what you are doing consciously yet, until you continue to do it repeatedly. You have to be consistent. The moment you are consistent, then your subconscious mind will start becoming activated to recognize what you are doing every day in order to store it so that you can continue to do it without thinking about it. That is what we call habits. That is what we call culture. So it must be, your subconscious mind must be trained to become. That is what we call becoming. That means you are moving from the conscious state into your subconscious state. Your subconscious state is not automatic. Okay, you have to reset it, you have to reprogram it, you have to revive it, you have to you have to renew it, you have to put yourself into that state whereby you are telling your subconscious mind that, hey, you know what, I want you to pay attention to this. I want to be doing this consistently without thinking about it. I want this thing to happen by default. I want this new design in my life. I want this new habit in my life. I want this to be happening to me automatically. And that won't happen automatically. It must be designed. You have to be intentional, and you have to make sure that you are consistent about doing it every day for your subconscious mind to catch it. Does that make sense? So keep it simple. Keep it simple. Remember, day 3, build a simple system around that one thing. Identify that one thing on day 2, and on day 3, focus on 3 things, just 3. All right. Don't do more than that. For example, let's say you are doing execution, identify those 3 daily priorities, priority outcomes that you want to achieve. From the, I studied the Scaled Agile framework, and I discovered that one principle stands out clearly. That one principle, I can never forget it. That one principle. And that principle is that alignment and consistency drive performance, not complexity. Alignment and consistency. So the moment you create alignment basically means you have 3 things. For example, you want to become an executor. You have 3 things that you plan to do every day, and then you Make sure you have 3 things every day to focus on. You are aligning yourself, you are retraining yourself. So you align your life, you are aligning your subconscious with what you do consciously. Does that make sense? That's an alignment, that's self mastery right there. And then that will eventually drive performance, not complexity. You are making it so simple for yourself. The moment you can create that successful for yourself, you can easily also create it for your team, for your organization, and even for your nation. Let's move to day 4. Remember, we are building scalable leadership system, and we are focusing on one system today. Day 4, assign ownership. Assign ownership. I want to combine level 2 and level 3 in my scalable leadership framework here, because level 2 is all about leading a small team and level 3 is about leading a big team. Now, level 2 is all about people. All right, you are leading a small team. Now you have the responsibility to lead the people who are doing what you used to do. So let's say let's say you are a technical, of course, you are a technical person. You were once you were once an individual contributor in an organization. Let's say you are a designer. Okay, you design things within the organization, but now you have the responsibility to lead 10 designers, leading a small team. Now you need to now build people's skill, because what will help you to become successful at this level now is not just technical skill. Because you are now leading people who are doing what you used to do. Your responsibility here now is not to design. Your major responsibility here is to help the people who are designing to become successful. You want to work with these people. You want to build trust. You want to build alignment. You want to understand people. You want to build people's skills, communication, coaching, mentorship. All of those things are very critical. Now we want to combine it with level 3 skill sets, building systems and structures. So let's combine the two together, because you need these two powerful skills. Because day 3, you are focusing on structure. You are structuring your growth, right? Day 4, you are focusing on people and systems. So if you are doing it as an individual, you have to build this for yourself. You are responsible for your growth. This is one area of your life that you cannot delegate. We discussed that last week. Self leadership, self mastery is one area of your life that you cannot delegate. So you have to grow yourself by yourself. You cannot delegate your self growth. So if you are doing it by yourself, if you are working on yourself, if you are the one applying this scalable leadership system, so what you need to do is to be responsible. You have to own it. You have to own it by yourself, developing these systems for yourself. So let's now say you are leading a small team. If you are leading a small team or you are leading an organization, do not carry everything by yourself, because you will break yourself. In fact, you will kill yourself. You'll be frustrated, you'll be tired, and you'll be overwhelmed, because you can't lead people successfully if you are the one doing everything. You can't build and scale if you are the one doing everything. You know why? You can't do everything. You are not good at everything. And that's why you need to focus on your strength. People say, know your weaknesses and then build your area of weaknesses. Please don't listen to them. In order to scale successfully, identify your strength, identify your weaknesses, and then let go your weaknesses. Get people who are good in your area of weaknesses and replace those areas, and focus on your strength. Focus on what you are good at. You want to scale? That's what you should do. don't don't major on your weaknesses and say, I'll figure it out. I will start learning it. Last week during the session, I was sharing about different examples, different people that I've worked with, and I remember a particular leader who started learning, after building the team to up to like 50 people, and the leader started learning how to design, started learning how to do the individual contributors jobs. And I was like, you will kill yourself. Okay, this is not your job. Your job is to help the people who are doing this job to remove all their impediments, to make sure that you help them to get all they need, all the tools, all the systems, all the structures they need to become successful. That's your job. If you are not focusing on that, then that means they are going to fail as well, because you are not building the systems, the structures, and the necessary frameworks that they need to become successful. You are not removing their bottlenecks, so you are becoming the bottleneck. You will get frustrated, they will get frustrated, everybody will be frustrated, and there won't be growth. Does that make sense? So if you are leading a team or you are leading an organization, do not carry it by yourself. Assign ownership and then ask these questions. Number one, who is responsible for this? You want to be clear about that. Number two, who follows up? That needs to be clear. No assumptions. Number three, who ensures it is done? All these are responsibilities. So Andy Grove, yes, that's his name. Andy Grove, the former CEO of Intel, said, output is the result of a team, not an individual. Can I repeat that? Output is the result of a team, not an individual. The moment you start leading a team, then the output is not the result of one person. Oh, I did it. That word I should be out of your language. Then you need to replace it with we. All right. We are doing this. We are achieving this. It becomes a team goal, not an individual goal. So if one person succeeds, the team succeeds. If one person fails, the team fails. All right. So it has to be a collective, a collaborative effort in order to achieve this. So if everything depends on you, nothing will scale. Let me repeat that. If everything depends on you, nothing will scale. Day 5, I want us to focus on day 5 right now. Now you want to focus on implementing with feedback. I call it execution loop. You can't be successful if you are not getting feedback. Nobody knows everything. Nobody gets everything right. No one. Okay? You have to be intentional about self-growth and then improving you. Execution loop is very critical. You need to have a framework around you that helps you to receive feedback in order to keep on improving yourself. Start using the system immediately. This is very profound. Do not wait for perfection. Do not say, I want to make sure I'm very perfect in day 2 before I move. No. Move to day 3. The moment you create the foundation in day 1, you are self-aware. Move to day 2, day 3, day 4. Don't wait for perfection. Get instant feedback and keep on moving and developing yourself. Run it, observe it, receive your feedback, create your feedback loop so that you can continue to become successful. There are 3 questions you must always ask in order to create feedback loop. In the leadership system, scalable leadership framework, these 3 questions are very critical, especially the moment you move to level 2. Level 2 leaders must ask these questions, and you continue to scale feedback loop until you get to level 5 leadership. Number 1 question you need to ask is, what is working? Because you want to know what is working, and whatever is working needs to be scaled. If it's working, let's improve it. Let's multiply it because it's working, right? And then what is not working? If it's not working, let's review it and make it better. Do we need to replace it, or do we need to improve it, or just look for ways to make it better? And number 3 question, what needs to change? If it needs to change, then submit that process under what I call the adapt model. All right. I want you to go to my YouTube channel and go and listen to the adapt model framework. 6 steps to sustainable transformation. I'm going to do a session on that as well, so that you can fully understand how to implement it practically. In fact, I'm going to do a YouTube video on the practical application of adapt model. All right, 6 steps to sustainable transformation. Submit to that process. Very critical. And you can there are many management frameworks online that you can study, but make sure you submit this process to a management change management system Don't just start creating change without understanding how to create change. Does that make sense? Whether in your life, in your small team, or in your organization. So, three questions you must follow on, or you must follow on day 5. What is working? What is not working? What needs to change? If you are leading a small team, do you if you need to invite a group of people and ask them these questions, this honest question, do it on day 5. If you are leading an organization, if you need to call your leaders, do it on day 5. Ask these questions, because these questions will help you to open your eyes and to see things that are not working, things that are working, and make sure you are brutal honest. Be authentic, because true leadership follows authenticity. If you are faking it, people can easily discover it that you are not real. You have to be vulnerable sometimes. You have to share, your failures, because if you are always successful, you are not failing, people won't trust you. Trust cannot be built on situations that are not authentic. And if you are not authentic, people will find out, they will know through their interaction with you. So this is what makes systems scalable. Very critical. On day 6, align people. Between level 2 and level 4, leading a small team, leading a big team, and leading an organization. Trust and clarity must be established, because you start building trust in level 2, and then clarity must be clear in level 4. Level 4 leaders are people who focus on clarity. They must make sure that everyone across the portfolio, the organization, is clear about what is being delivered. If people are not clear, level 3 leaders, the team of teams leaders, they won't be able to lead the small team leaders successfully. And if the small team leaders are not clear about what they should be delivering, then they won't be able to lead the implementers successfully. So can you see how everything connects? So you start building trust in level 2, and clarity must be established fully from level 4 leadership. So day 6, talk to your team. If you are a level 2 leader, talk to your team. You have to have the conversation, even if it is just 1 or 2 people. Okay, if you just have 1 or 2 people, have the conversation, and have the conversation this way. Why this system matters? You have to communicate it. Why this system matters? Why we need to follow this kind of system in order to build our team. If you are a level 4 leader, why do we need to have clarity in an organization? Call your top leaders, have the conversation with them. What is expected? You need to be clear about it. What success looks like, they need to be clear about it. You need to be specific about the goals. You need to be specific about the vision. You need to be specific about the outcome. They need to be clear about what is going to be measured. Metrics must be measured. KPI must be clear. Everybody understands where the vision is going, where the organization is driving to, and the goals that must be put together to get there, the objectives that they need to put together that everyone will be aligned to in order to achieve the big picture. That has to be clear. And then there must be alignment, everything that connects departments, teams, to make sure that there is no friction. Alignment reduces resistance. If you follow the right change leadership system, you can easily create alignment as needed. Remember, John Cotter's research on change shows that lack of alignment is one of the biggest reasons change fails. When you don't create alignment, the change will fail eventually. Let's quickly move to level day 7 as we round up today. Review and improve. This is what I call sustainability. In fact, this is what I call sustainability in my change leadership model, the ADAPT model, 6 steps to creating sustainable change. The sixth step basically is sustain, is scale and sustain. So you can't scale and sustain if you are not thinking about improvement, continuous improvement, because continuous improvement must become a culture, and it cannot become a culture if you are not thinking about how day 1 works. Self-awareness, right? okay, or understanding the root causes, and then that the right, going through the right diagnosis, understanding the root cause of those problems. Self-aware is critical, and making sure you understand the root cause is very important as well. And then you continue to build on that, aligning systems, creating the structure, aligning the people, and then having your execution systems in place, the KPIs and all of that. Everything must be clear. Okay, so day 7, review and improve. At the end of the week, review everything. Very critical. You have to review. So let your team understand why you need to review. Let your family understand why you need to review. If you are doing this as a person, review your own life. Did this system improve anything? The team needs to look into that. The organization, your top leaders must look into that. As you are going through this, practically work with your top leaders if you are leading a portfolio or an organization. Number 3 questions are very critical. Number 1, did this system improve anything? Number 2, where did we struggle? Because you need to ask that question so that everyone can review and be very practical and be honest. If you have identified an area where the team struggled or where you struggled, be real, keep it real, share with them, hey, I struggled in this area and eventually I was able to get this because I did this, right? Maybe you learned something from somewhere. Let them understand what you learned and how you learned it and what went wrong and how you were able to bounce back. Just keep it real, all right? And number 3, what should we keep? What should we adjust? And what should we remove? Okay, let me repeat that. What should we keep, adjust, or remove? The moment you put the team within that kind of structure, everybody understands what to do, how to do it, how to how to receive feedback, how to structure people and systems, how to focus on execution systems, and they will also focus on sustainability, because you cannot sustain if you are not improving. You cannot sustain if you are not focused on continuous improvement. That's very practical. So this is how system works. So let me quickly end with this. I'm going to end with this today. I thought about a small consulting team, I once worked with a few years ago. I worked with this team. This team struggled with execution, because within the team, everyone was actually busy, working really hard. But I discovered that the team did not have clarity. After the necessary diagnosis and all of that, I discovered that they did not have clarity. So I introduced just one system, a 15-minute daily alignment meeting with 3 priorities per person. That's it. That was the only thing I introduced. Remember, 15 minutes, day 2, task. 15 minutes daily alignment meeting. Everybody comes together. Okay? And then each person must clearly share 3 priorities that they are focusing on. Just doing that every day. In 2 weeks, they experienced a shock. The leader discovered that execution clearly improved. The leader came back and started asking some questions and realized that everybody was able to answer, because everybody knew exactly what they're supposed to do and everybody understood what they were actually doing. All right? So delays, all of things were reduced. In fact, the leader that was overwhelmed realized that most of the things people were coming to ask him were already resolved during those 15 minutes. Because 15 minutes made them to ask the right questions. 15 minutes made them to understand things they did not understand. 15 minutes made the leaders to understand what the teams did not understand, the bottlenecks and the needs of the teams. So, it helps accountability, because accountability automatically increased within the team. And that's exactly what happens when the right questions are asked, when you create a rhythm within the team, and when everything is structured and is systemic. Things change completely. Nothing is complex just structured consistency. And that's how you can make your leadership simple. So let me leave you with this. Do not do not think that you can't create change where you are, and do not think that you can't transform your current situation, your team current situation, your organization's current situation. No, 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 no. You do not need a perfect system to start. You do not need that. All you need is a working system. A working system is not a perfect system. A working system is a system that is consistent. It's a system that you take from where you are, working towards the goal, and you are following the right structure that can help you to move from where you are to where you want to be. Because scalable leadership is not built in big moments. It is built in small moments. And that's why every day something must be done, because consistency compounds. See, it is built in small systems, applied consistently. That is the only way to build scalable leadership. So this week, do not just listen to this, okay? I want you to take a practical step. I want you to build one system in your team. I want you to run it. I want you to refine it. And I want you to watch, just watch what begins to change within your team, within your organization, or in your own life. Because your life cannot be transformed if you are not intentional. So if this helped you, share it with someone who is trying today to grow but needs structure. If you know somebody that is chaotic, that is experiencing chaos right now, and you know that this person needs this, or there is a leader out there that needs this kind of teaching, that needs this kind of structured and a simplified a way of creating scalable leadership system, I want you to share with that individual. Help them, help someone somewhere in the world today. And this week, we will build on this. Okay. Next week, we will build on this. We will build on these 7-day practical sessions. We're going to look into several, other ways you can follow to sustain what you are building now. Okay. I'm going to show you how to scale into teams and organizations, especially leaders who are leading small teams, leading big teams. I want to show you how you can scale your own self-mastery into organizations and then build a business that lasts, or an organization that truly lasts. Because leadership is not about doing more, it's about building better. Thank you very much for joining me on this live session today. If you're someone out there who just learn how to scale leadership with just one system, I want you to just share this with someone that you know somewhere in the world. And we'll see you next week. Till then, bye for now, and keep on succeeding. Take care of yourself and have a great week.
Scalable Leadership Framework by Wale Adekana. Scalable leadership is not about doing more, it's about becoming more. What you build will only grow to the level you grow. It starts within, when nobody sees. Discipline or distraction, which one leads? You can't lead people if you can't lead you. What you repeat becomes what you do. You don't rise by chance, you rise by choice. Every level grows when you find your voice. Scale from within, don't rush the height. If you can't lead you can't lead right. Build your people, build systems strong, or what you build won't last too long. What you multiply is what will grow. If it needs you, it will break you, no. Real leadership begins within. That's how you scale, that's how you win. armadillo, build it to run without your effort. Clarity cuts, complexity stalls, simple skills and reaches all. If they can lead when you're not there, you build with vision, you build with care. Leadership is not being needed again, it's building what runs without you in